Good morning. Welcome to the fucking yoga channel. No, not that kind of yoga. My name is Julia. I already said this is the fucking yoga channel. Not that kind of yoga. This is morning energy yoga. It is a low to mid-range energy flow designed to get us moving and to wake us up a little bit on what is a Monday morning for me. I hope the weekend treated everyone well. We were busy showing the house, which is just all manner of odd. I mentioned I haven't sold or bought a house in 25 years. Forgot. I don't even remember this part of it, to be fair. Don't remember it at all. I think it's like trauma and you just blink it out of your mind, like childbirth. If you're just joining me, I teach a brand of yoga anchored in Vini Yoga and therapeutic yoga with the principles of protecting your joints and your spine. All at the same time, trying to get a little, build a little strength, a little flexibility, but mostly get our bodies moving and treat ourselves well. Yes, I am drinking coffee, and yes, I will need more of this today. Just saying. Cool evenings, warm afternoons. Welcome to autumn, proper autumn, where it's 85 in the afternoon and 55 at night. This is the perfect Colorado weather. Although we're probably going to get wind soon. It's always windy in the fall, isn't it? Okay. And ideally no more snow. We're going to start in comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. If this happens to work for me, you can sit both legs out. You can sit one leg out, one leg in. If you're going to join me for pleasant seated position, I would like you to unstack your ankles or calves so that you're not reinforcing balance. If you're feeling a lot of anxiety in the hips from sitting like this, roll a towel, or if you have a block, prop something up underneath your thighs so that you can relax your legs against that surface, because we want to start gradually increasing the length of those rotators, hip girdle. I am sitting on a blanket. It helps me sit up a little bit, raises my sit bones off the mat so that I can sit comfortably, a little bit more comfortably into my hips, right? We're going to get started, taking a moment to pull our attention and awareness from the external to the internal. We want to take a scan of the body and check in. We're just noticing what is playing out on our physical form this morning. Where are you already feeling maybe some, tension or tightness? We're going to move that attention and awareness into the state and quality of our thinking, and just notice, maybe you're not awake yet. It was one of those rare mornings where the alarm actually woke me up. I wasn't laying in bed pre-alarm, wondering when that was going to happen. So I'm a little groggy. So not a lot is going on in my brain, but maybe you were up a little early and your to-do list is already getting started. Let's move all of those things off to the side. We're going to move that silence into the awareness of the breath, and we're just going to notice that natural intuitive rhythm of breath without any control or exerting any control over it. In yoga, we traditionally breathe into and out of our noses, but I'm having sinus issues. You might be having some issues from the smoke this weekend, although yesterday was not bad. However is comfortable for you to breathe this morning, please breathe. Now let's increase the length and balance of that breath. We want to match the inhale to the exhale and find a rhythm of breath that's going to help us, that we're going to try and maintain throughout the practice. Wherever you are in the length and balance of that breath, let's exhale all the air out of the lungs. We're going to reach our fingertips up toward the ceiling, nice big stretch up. And we're going to release our fingertips down toward the mat with the exhale. Ooh, already feeling a little hitch in my shoulder. I told you I slept hard last night. Big reach up. Tip those shoulder blades down. Keep that space between the ear and the shoulder open. Yeah, that's better. We're going to come on up through that inhale and take our lateral extension. So let's drop our left, let's go to the right. Let's just have it. Taking those fingertips down. Again, keeping the space from the ear to shoulder open. It's just a little shrug down with the tip of the scapula. And then we're going to reach up with the rib cage. Engaging the core and sweeping up. That weird arm sweep is me making sure my shoulder blade is tipped down so that I'm taking that pressure off my rotator cuff and that connection through the bicep, because that's where I'm feeling it on the right side. Really thinking about lifting that arm. In case you're wondering, do yoga teachers get the ooh, ah? Yeah, we do. All right, let's come on up through center. We're going to take our first forward fold, tracing fingertips, tucking the chin. I'm going to have to grab the block. It's first thing this morning. Ooh. Resting my upper body weight on the elbows. You can rest on the knees, the calves, the ankles. I'm going to go to the block. You can rest on the floor if you've got that mobility, but let's give the body a chance to wake up and warm up first. Wiggle the toes, relax the tension out of the feet, unclench the teeth. Let's lengthen the arms with the inhale. Walking the hands back. Continue that stretch up toward the ceiling. We're going to release those palms open to the ceiling. Little shrug of the shoulders, soften the elbows. Now let's take those thumbs gently behind us, bow the chin, and ease through the stretch through the biceps and the pecs. Let's take a little tilt of the head to one side. We're going to lengthen those strap muscles. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists, and let's take a tilt to the other side. Releasing that chin forward, let's continue that placement of the hands next to the hips. Ooh. I'm going to bring the fingertips right to the back. I'm going to interlace them right on top of the back of the head. Tuck the chin, and let's just take that gentle stretch. We're adding weight to the back of the head. Keep the chest lifted. Keep the shoulders tucked and open. Ooh, right through those erector spinae. We're all the way down the spine. Slowly unwind out of that. All right, let's change the cross the legs. If I'm feeling it right in my rotator cuff, right there. All right, we're going to change the cross the legs. That was me, my sound effects. Take a little rock side to side. It gets better. Take a big circle with these arms. Tuck the chin, relax the feet. Let's do that again. Roll. So I've got the backs of my hands touching to rotate my shoulder in. I'm going to tip those elbows back, rotate my palms open, and then take that external rotation. We're going to do this a few more times. Yes, this is completely self-serving for me today. Let's do that one more time. All right, let's come on up for our stretch. We're going to take some forward folds. So we're just going to take the hands forward, gentle lean, release into an easy bow. Roll up, take those arms in stretch. The ceiling. We're going to do that again. Just touching the fingers to the mat, releasing into the gentle bow, lengthening up, and one more time. We're going to come on up and take our forward fold. So I'm going to come down and rest my elbows on, I think I might give a little bit more room to go a little lower on the block. Wiggle the toes, relax the feet, unclench the teeth. Next inhale, let's lengthen the arms, walking hands back. We're going to take that stretch up to the ceiling. Big open arm stretch, shrug the shoulders, soften the elbows, wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists. We're going to tuck those thumbs back a little bit, bow the chin. And now let's take an ear tilt. We're adding to this leverage. Wiggle those fingers, roll the wrists. And release that chin forward, releasing the fingertips down to the mat. So now we're going to take those fingers and interlace them. We're going to rest the palms against the back of the head. I want you to keep tall and lifted through the chest, engage the core. And now we're just going to let the head tuck down and just take that weight of the arms against the back of the head to stretch those erector spinae. Unclench the teeth, relax the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. And let's slowly unwind. Whew, reach on up. Let those fingertips release down. Take a little roll of those shoulders. Wow, needed that. Okay, I'm going to move the block out to the end of my mat. We're coming over to hands and knees. I'm going to pad my knees with my blanket. More coffee. Cheers. Good morning. I have to say, Sue, if you're out there today with the rest of us, you had totally enchanted my daughter with your Elizabeth Taylor story, which is absolutely 100% true right now, too. All right, let's rest the fists side by side. And the pumpkins are so cute. I promise I won't get distracted by pumpkins today. Rest the knees on either side of the fists. I guess I already did. Sorry. taking the heels of the hands from under the shoulders out a half to a full palm's length. Soft in the elbows. Relax the energy out of the neck, but keep the back flat. Slight engagement of the core. We are going to take some Chakravarkasana bows. So we take an inhale and try to fill the lungs to the length of the torso. We're going to release chin, rest the forearms, scoop the belly, and tuck the chin back, or the tailbone back into the heels, bowing toward the floor. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists, make some fists. Inhaling, we're coming back to that flat back. Using the breath to try to fill the space through the torso. Exhale, tuck the chin, rest the forearms, sweep those hips back. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists. We're going to take 3 more of those. Let's come on up through the inhale. We're going to take our what the fuck lean, push your hip out, look over the opposite shoulder. And through our inhale, let's switch and then lean in the opposite direction. We're going to do that 2 more times. Coming through center, let's take a little angry cat tuck. So we're tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone. We're going to lean back into the heels just a little bit. Staying soft in the elbows. Inhale, let's get flat in the spine, and we're going to take our Chakravarkasana bow. Tucking the chin, releasing the forearms, and let's take the hips back. Little rock side to side. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists. Make some fists. All right, let's come forward through our inhale. We're going to work some leaning. So let's take our first set of just an oxen lean, WTF, and switch to the other side. We're going to come to center. I'm going to take the right hand next to the left. And now I'm going to lean a little deeper into that hip and take a bow away from my wrists. Come on up, replace the right hand, move the left hand next to it, and take that bow and lean. So you're going to feel overextended in the arms. And let's move the left hand a little closer to the edge of the mat. Move the right hand a little over, not a little, all the way over, and take that bow. And now the right hand goes a little closer to the edge of the mat. Now we're going to take the left hand off the mat, interlace the fingers of the right hand over the top, and take that bow back. And switching sides. Coming through center, let's take an angry cat tuck. Let's just stay around like a ball and take those hips back to the heels, bowing toward the mat. A little wiggle of the fingers, roll the wrists, make some fists. I've got a pinched radial nerve. It's killing me. Slept hard on my side. Now my hand is completely numb. All right, let's come on up. I had to wiggle the ants out, those nerve ants. Take a little lean and switch. Let's take angry cat tuck. Let's take right leg out, just straight back, just long, long, long. Bend the knee, lift the leg, bring it down and in. Let's fold. Take a little child's pose. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists, make some fists. Coming on up. Oxen lean, push out over hip. Excuse me. Angry cat tuck. Little lean back. Left leg, let's take it straight back. Just reach that toe away from the hip. Bend the knee, let's roll the ankle, lift the leg. Bring it in. We're going to widen the knees a little bit, touch the toes, and sway back for the fold. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists. Coming on up. Hands and knees. We're going to tuck the toes and press up to our feet to take a stretch through the calves, runner stretch. Heels of the hands are out in front of the shoulders. I'm going to stay soft in my elbows. I have to step in a little bit to be balanced on the balls of my feet. I'm just going to push down to one heel. Soften the elbows, shrug the shoulders down, relax the neck. And switch. And let's go to the other side. I'm going to glance forward and walk myself up. Soft, easy bend in the knees. This is an excellent place to find the block or stay up on your thighs. I'm just relaxing into a very easy forward fold. Bend the knees. Let's lift the torso and scoop the belly up. Reach back. Let's take that stretch away from the front of the body. I'm soft in my knees. My shoulders are shrugged down away from the ears. I'm just reaching back and taking a stretch through the front of my body. Okay, coming on up. We're going to take lateral extension. Very easy round here. In fact, I'm going to turn my palm forward so that I can rotate this elbow. Rather than I would say on the reg, I turn my palm in, which is a change in rotation of the arm. So I want you to turn the palm forward and take that lateral stretch. Just a little bit of a difference today. Coming on up, cactus squeeze, draw them back. And let's take it down, forward folding chair. Release all the way down into the heels. Drop the hips, rest the upper body on the lower body. Oh, I'm going to lengthen the back of my legs slightly. Maybe you've got to move to the block. Maybe you have to touch the legs. I'm not fully extended here. It's just a little extra hamstring stretch. I'm going to bend the knees and lift the torso. Scoop the belly. Roll on up. Cactus arm it back. All right, we're going to take our lateral extension again. I'm going to turn my left palm forward. So normally I run these lateral extensions with my palm toward my ear. Turn it out and take that little hook over the arm. Engage on up. Soften the knees. Let's go to the other side. Same thing. Change the rotation of that arm. Bring it on up. Let's take that big open arm stretch. Palms up. Soften the elbows. Reach back. Soften the knees. Tuck the chin. Okay, we're going to head down to forward folding chair. So let's release it all the way down. Hang, 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 hang. All right, I am going to come to the block, but you can come up to your thighs. Rest the elbows there. Relax the body. So we're going to stay in forward fold. Lengthen the legs a little bit. And now let's turn toward the left. I'm feeling that stretch right up the calf, up behind the knee, and a little bit into the hip. And now we're going to switch and go around to the other side. Let's come back to center. Bend the knees, scoop the belly, lift up through the torso. Nice big stretch up. Big cactus arm. All right, we're headed for that lateral extension. Turn the palm forward. Hook over the top of the head. Reach it on up and do the same in the other direction. Coming on up to come down. Forward folding chair. All right, we're going to come up for a half lift. Open the shoulders, soften the knees. And now I want you to draw those elbows back. Tuck the chin, squeeze the shoulder blades together behind your body. Well, that's the only place you could squeeze them together. But draw those elbows back. Give me a squeeze. Let's come on down for a forward fold. Maybe have a little bit more room now in that extension. Let's sway around to one side. And let's sway around to the other side. Coming through center. All right, I'm going to step my right foot back. And I'm dropping that knee. I'm going to work my front foot forward for a little ekapada. Low lunge. Flatten the back foot. Go to the top of the foot. Press into this heel. All right, let's lengthen that leg gently. Keep a deeper bend than even you would normally keep. First round, little easy bow. We're going to press forward. And lengthen back. All right, we're going to press forward and we're going to come up to the top of that knee. I'm going to come down and release and lengthen through the fold. I'm going to press forward. I'm coming up. And now I'm going to take that left arm and tuck it back. Now you can keep your hips raised a little bit out of that heel if this becomes too strong of a stretch on the right side of the hip. Just shallow it out. Pull the belly up and in. Let's unwind it. Lengthen that leg. Take the bow. All right, I'm going to heel toe this foot back. So just wrap it around. Woo. Widen the knees, touch the toes. Let's take a sway side to side and a little fold into child's pose. Let's come forward. We're going to hands and knees it. Let's press up into our toes. Not into our toes. Tuck the toes to press up into the balls of the feet. Stepping forward a little bit. Soften the elbows. Shrugging those shoulders away from the ears. Let's take a big calf stretch. Push down into one heel. And switch. We're going to gently walk up to take our forward fold. Bend the knees, scoop through the torso, lift the body, and take the stretch. Cactus arms. Lateral extension, turn the palm forward, keep the arm hooked. And switch in sides. Coming on up to come down, forward folding chair. Let's lengthen up for our half lift. Soften the knees. I want you to squeeze those elbows back and place the hands to the hips. Let's come on down for our forward fold. We're going to take our sway, rock around. And let's switch the directions. All right, we're going to step the left foot back. Let's take that knee to the mat, flatten that foot. We're going to worm the right foot forward, press into the heel, taking this Ekapada Ustrasana stretch. All right, let's take a little lengthen of that leg, soften the knee, shallow bow. Let's press forward into the heel. And lengthen back. Pressing forward. All right, we're going to lengthen back for the stretch. The next press forward is going to be our little lift to the knee. Press into the heel. Let's just come to the knee and take that stretch. Let's release on down, lengthen back in that front leg. Okay, I'm going to come into that press. I'm going to come on up and tuck my right arm behind my back. Now, remember, you can lift the hips a little to take this tension off of the hip. All right, lean forward, take a soft bend in the knee and forward fold. Sexy yoga. All right, let's heel toe that foot back. We're going to take our knees very wide to the edge of the mat, touch the toes. Take a little sway side to side. And then let's release for the fold. All right, let's press up to the hands, mostly so I can get another sip of coffee. That's not true. We are going someplace. I lied. I jest. All right. So my knees are a little wide, right? My knees are out to the edge of my mat. My toes are touching. I'm going to move my hands out to the side because I want a cactus arm, my elbows in this fold. Now, I'm going to come down to the fold and turn my head to one side. And now I want you to walk those elbows even further out and let the chest press into the floor. Bring your hands in, lift the chest. We're going to turn the head in the other direction and take those breaths here. So I want to work those elbows out. Bring those hands in. Let's press on up. We're going to walk ourselves forward to take to the seat. Moving that blanket out from underneath me. Lengthen the legs. Take a little rock side to side. Just checking the time, making sure we're on our schedule. And we are. All right, I'm going to take my right leg in. I'm going to rest the arch of my foot right on the inside of the curve of my knee. I want you to make sure your hips are squared. Now we're going to take this left arm and wrap it around. Now you can rest it here if that's the energy of your shoulder. You can tuck it right up against the glute if that's the energy in your shoulder. I'm going to go for a little stronger stretch and wrap it and align it up with the waistband of my pants. Big lift up, rock those shoulders back, and let's take a fold. Engage the core, inhale and stretch up, open up those shoulders, take the elbows back, ooh-wee, and release. One more time. Slowly unwind that arm. Let's reach it out. We're just taking a stay here. 3 breaths. Walk the hands up. And let's bring that leg in. All right, lengthen that leg. Left foot's coming to rest right to the inside of the knee. I'm going to take my right arm and wrap it. So again, you can rest it right next to the hip. You can tuck it next to the glute. I'm going to wrap it right along the length of my waistband. Lift up, open these shoulders. I'm feeling that stretch already. And let's take a fold. So we're moving with the inhale and exhale. This is a big low back stretch. Big stretch through the shoulder. We did some hip work. We did some shoulder work. We did some lateral work. And now unwind that arm and let's take our 3 breath stay here. Walking hands up. All right, I'm going to take my fingers behind the knees. I'm sliding down so we can come to our backs. Bringing those knees in and giving them a squeeze. Wiggle the toes, roll the ankles. Little sway side to side. All right. We're going to do a little shoulder work in bridge. So how do I want to do this? Let me think for a minute. Okay, we're gonna, because I just don't know who has straps or blocks, so I don't want to like cue something that maybe you don't have. Let's press the hands into the mat. Little rock side to side. Move the heels closer to the glutes. I want you to open up the shoulders and contact the mat with your triceps. So press down with the upper arm. We're going to take an inhale to prepare. Actually, we're going to exhale to prepare. Let all the air out of the lungs. And now let's press up into our active bridge. So lift the tailbone, lift the hips, roll the spine up, tuck the chin, press the shoulder blades hard into the mat. Lift, lift, lift the hips. Stretch. Slowly unwind. And let's go again. Lift. One more time. All right, I'm going to move my shoulders in. So bend the elbows. I'm going to just touch my fingertips. So I'm just going to hook my pointer fingers together, keeping my palms toward the mat. So rather than trying to interlace the fingers and put palms together, which is going to be a huge crank, sorry, let's come down for a minute, on your shoulders, wondering why it was so hard to talk. I want you to just touch your thumbs and forefingers together in a triangle. Place your palms on the mat. Your forearms will be in contact with the mat. Your elbows will be in contact with the mat, okay? That's how we're gonna work this stay. We wanna get a little extra stretch in the shoulders in a gentle way. And interlacing the fingers in this position, for me, is very hard. I've got giant biceps and, I'm a big woman, so I can't get into this position without locking my elbows, and locking your elbows is bad, right? And then I'll cue from there, all right? And you can either stay in that position or join me in the next step, right? All right, so I'm gonna press myself up, open up those shoulders, press the triceps into the mat. Inhale up. All right, I'm gonna turn my palms in. I'm just touching my forefingers. And now I'm gonna rotate my shoulders underneath my body. So now I'm on my upper arms. Tuck the chin, tuck the chin. Now my palms have come off the mat a little bit, but that's okay, my fingers are still in contact. And now I'm gonna slowly roll down. Woo. Shake out those shoulders, bring the knees up, give them a squeeze. Yeah, baby. Rock the ankles, wiggle the toes. That was good release. Low back and shoulder. All right, let's take the right ankle over the left knee and give it a squeeze. Lengthen that heel up toward the ceiling. Now just take the left hand around the back of that leg and give that a little squeeze. And release on down. We're going to take the sole of that right foot. Okay, so my right ankle is still over my left knee. I'm going to take the sole of my right foot toward the floor. Try to keep the sole of the foot on the mat. Keep that knee open away from the body. Open up those arms. And rock it up. Woo. All right, I'm gonna switch. Left ankle over right knee and bring them up. All right, I'm gonna hook my right hand around the back of my right leg. Press that heel up to the ceiling. Give me a little leverage against that leg. Oh, I'm feeling it on this side. And release. Take that foot to the mat. Now my left ankle is over the top of my right knee. I'm going to keep it crossed. I'm turning the sole of that foot to touch the mat. Ooh, this side's tight. I'm feeling that right here. And let's rock up. Woo. Bring those knees up, give them a squeeze. Oh, rock and roll. Little side to side. All right, let's take the hands to the insides of the knees and press out. Rock the ankles, wiggle the toes. Let the weight of the arms stretch through the adductors. All right, I'm going to press the soles of my feet together, and I'm going to take my hands down to the shins or the ankles so that I can open up these knees. Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined triangle. Now here's the deal. I don't cue this. Do you see why? Because you have to roll up everything to get off the mat. Your shoulders are rolled forward. Your upper back is off the mat in order to get a hold of the outside edge of your toes for this stretch, and then you're all hunched up in the back. I want you to move your hands to the ankles or the shins. Now look, I can open my shoulder blades. I can open my arms. My back is flat. I'm longer from ankle to shoulder. I can tuck my tailbone down toward the mat. Now I'm keeping the length of my spine long at the same time as I'm taking the stretch through arms and adductors. Now I'm going to drop those toes down to the mat. Take a little rock side to side. Open up the arms toward the ceiling. Little reclined cobbler. All right, let's take one knee up. Take the other knee up. Give them a squeeze. And now we're going to move into Shavasana. So Shavasana is traditionally fully reclined. I just woke up. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm up. My energy is up. I do not want to lay down and get my energy cool again. So I'm going to keep my feet on the floor, knees to the ceiling. But if you want to take the legs extended, that is excuse me, technical difficulties. I just knocked over my block. If you want to take your legs extended, I want to take your side palms up, feel free. I'm going to keep my feet on the mat, knees to the ceiling, walk my toes out a little bit so that my knees can tent in. Let's relax the breath. Soft, easy inhale, soft, silent exhale. Actually, I'm going to have to come up to seated. I'm going to whisper that because I don't know where you guys are at. Soft, easy inhale, soft, silent exhale. Relax the energy out of all those tiny little muscles and nerve endings in the forehead. Feel the cheeks soften, unclench the teeth. Travel down those strap muscles. And feel the neck relax out of any energy you might still be carrying there. Relax the shoulder blades toward the floor. Relax biceps and triceps, soft through the elbows. Little wiggle of the fingers, roll the wrists, and then let the arms relax toward the floor. Draw your attention through the length of the spine, from the base of the neck down through the shoulders. Feel both sides of the ribs relax as the spine gets heavier toward the floor. And let the torso rest completely. Little rock side to side with the hips. Relax the glutes. Let's release energy out of the legs, quads, and hamstrings. Feel soft behind the knees. Little rock side to side with the calves, wiggle the toes, and now let the entire body rest. Pulling that attention and awareness into the space and quality of your thinking, let's check in. There might be some things waking up. We want to slide those things off to the side and create a nice, clear, open field of thought for the practice. And then anchor that silence into the relaxed, intuitive rhythm of breath. We're going to wiggle the fingers and roll the wrists, wiggle the toes and roll the ankles. Let's pull some deep breaths into the lungs. Big filling inhales, big sighing exhales. Reach those arms out to the side, and then let's stretch them up over the head and take that big yawning, getting out of bed stretch. Relaxing those fingers down to the hips. I'm going to take a knee up into one hand, give it a hug. Bring the other knee up, and let's take our rocking side to side. Let's roll from one hip slowly to the other. Moving back and forth, bringing some movement and some energy back into the body. When you're ready, rocking completely over to one side, taking a moment just to rest your head on your arm and breathe. Take a couple of breaths right there. Now we're going to slowly unwind. Let's bring our upper body off the mat first. We're coming back to comfortable seated position. Whatever that looks like for you, take a little sway side to side. Let's roll the shoulders back. Woo. Cupping my fingertips over my knees. I'm going to take a big lean. Tilt the head. Relax out of that shoulder. Let the length of the arm stretch. And release on down to center and switch that lean. Let's stack shoulders over ribs, ribs over hips. Settle into our seated position. Take a scan of the body. Checking in on this end of the practice. Noticing any places or areas that you're experiencing some response without ownership, without judgment, but we're just noticing. Moving that attention and awareness into the state and quality of our thinking. You can start letting that to-do list spool up its engine. Make sure that there's some elbow room between those to-dos, right? No pushing, no shoving. And now let's move that attention and awareness into the noticing the breath. Soft, easy inhale. Soft, silent exhale. It's what carries us through our day, and we generally ignore it. Enunciation. Now we're going to release practice, blinking our eyes open. I do like to take this final stretch up toward the ceiling. You do not have to join me. If you choose to do something else, doesn't feel your jam, releasing those hands down to my hips, taking a moment to honor my body, honor your body for doing what you asked it to do and all the hard work it does to get you from one end of the week to the other. Deepest gratitude, gracious thanks for supporting the online yoga gig, the fucking yoga company online. Keeping me safe, keeping you safe, and keeping our groove going. If you have any questions, you can email me, yoga@jclynn.com. You can hit the website, yogablogging, yogablog.com. The schedule is there. The calendar's there. There's some purchase links. There's a store link there. You can order some swag, some sassy swag. You can subscribe to my email list, which means you will get a newsletter at the beginning of the month, a blog post sometime towards the beginning of the month, and information about all kinds of things, special workshops, the fucking yoga book, Yoga for the Rest of Us, all of the benefits, none of the bullshit, is got a release date of November 2020. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo. Available in audiobook, print copy, and ebook. If you are already on my loyalty client list, you're going to get a early cover reveal. Dun, da, da, da. You get to see that a little bit before everybody else. Second, you will also be eligible possibly to get an advanced reader copy which means you'd get to read it before anybody else. In addition, we're going to be offering a pre-order towards the end of October, mid-October. Pre-order packages will offer a little bit of swag along with your book. Let's see what else. That's all I've got right now. I'm awake. I gotta go get some. I got stuff to do. Woohoo! Hey, thank you for joining me. I hope you find time to enjoy the beautiful fall day. It is Monday. I don't know what your schedule is, but be well, be mindful, and I hope that we don't bump into too many assholes today. That's my hope. Thank you all so much. Enjoy. More coffee.